Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the JESS MARSHALL Podcast. Wow. Mark that swipe. Bring it. When you were growing up, were sports just your thing? Was that just from...
it was my outlet. It was my escape from reality, like so many others.
Yeah. Was it ball in your hand from the time you can remember type stuff?
Nah, I was the late bloomer, high school.
Really?
High school, yeah.
Is football your favorite sport, or did you like basketball better?
Basketball was my first sport, so I would say I like basketball better because, first love. But football came more natural.
That aggression,
It was just easier.
Stuff, really?
It was just easier.
Were you a pretty mad rebounder?
Yeah, I got 1,000 plus,
Yeah,
1,000 plus
right?
in high school.
Did you get recruited to play hoops?
A couple dual scholarships to a couple Big Ten and Big East schools.
Really? Going that Tony Gonzalez route?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Could have, should have, would have.
That's a weird deal, right? When you look back, when you get a little older, looking at the it's weird. I got some years on you. When you look back on life, every single decision makes today what today is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Absolutely.
And we can't take it back.
None of it.
And you also can't live frozen.
Nah.
Like,
and stagnant.
Bad decision. You just got to flow.
Gotta go with it as best as possible.
Right. Is your flow now, like your flow state, just the way you live, is it pretty calm? Do you meditate? Do any of that kind of stuff?
It's definitely easier. It's easier when you're doing what you love to do. It's easier when, you ain't got the word against you. So it's a lot easier.
When you just start gravitating towards sports in high school, were you like the man as a freshman?
Nah. I was another guy. I was just another guy trying to fit in because I always was able to follow well, until I was able to lead. I was always a good follower. And so I was just doing my part to, win championships from high school on. And being a freshman starter on varsity, you had no choice but to follow. So, and that was for basketball and football.
Were there guys who were juniors or seniors who you looked up to like in a mentoring type of way?
High school, not so much. It was more so competition. It was more so, I'm the young pup, but I'm the big dog too. So I wasn't really taking a knee to nobody, but I was also always willing to learn from them just because they was older than me.
How big were you as a freshman?
6'8".
When did you grow?
Yeah, that between that 10th grade and 9th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade year.
Were you were you putting the people who raised you out of house and home trying to keep you in sneakers?
Yeah, sneakers,
did you have
food,
my feet grew
clothes.
From 8 to 14 in one summer.
Yeah,
and I'm only 6'3".
Yeah,
that was
so
crazy.
My foot grew every year, like until I turned 14, 15. Like,
what size of shoe now?
14, 15.
Yeah. My sister used to, this back in the day, used to get on the phone because we lived up in Washington State, Seattle. She'd get on the phone with the Blazers, the Utah Jazz, the Sonics, the Kings, and get their equipment manager on the phone and be like, "Hey, my brother's feet grew from 8 to 14, and we got Sam Perkins shoes sent up, Vlade's shoes sent. It was crazy. I'm wearing purple shoes in one game, green shoes in another game. It's crazy.
A good sister.
Yeah, I had a whole closet full. Kendall Gill, remember Kendall Gill? Awesome dunker. I had a pair, and they were too small, but I was like, these are Kendall Gill. I wore them for some games because I was like,
Tight
these are
feet.
Kendall Gill shoes, man. That was crazy. The around here, Texas, the high school players Texas high school football is a different ball game, but I mean, your Pennsylvania football, they make movies out. Tom Cruise has been in Pennsylvania football movies.
Yeah. We got it. It's Philadelphia is a good struggle story. No matter what it's about. You put anybody in Philadelphia and they make it out of there, it's going to be a great story.
Yeah, as illustrated just by the Rocky movies alone, I guess.
Period.
Yeah,
Period. It's just the whole atmosphere, and the whole architecture of the city is just so vibrant.
Yeah. Even down to the Ben Franklin building.
Ben Franklin, the brick roads, all that. We still got it all.
Are you a Philly cheese guy?
Philly cheese all day.
Well, you make them for yourself?
Yeah.
Do you?
Make it for myself, make it for the family, kids, got to keep it local.
That's pretty cool. Micah talks all the time about playing in your home state, which is Reggie was talked a lot about that too. Was that a thing for you when you were getting recruited?
It wasn't for me. I just knew I wanted to play for Joe. Joe Pye, like, it didn't matter where he was at.
Okay.
It was the culture that he brought to the table, and it just so happened just to be in Pennsylvania. So it was like, for me, they threw out standout defensive ends year after year after year. And so I was just following suit once again. I was just following the leaders.
What is it about Joe that was, because, I mean, I might even have a clearer picture on that than you do because I got some years on you. But, I mean, legend.
Legend.
Wrongfully tarnished.
Absolutely.
We'll get into all that in a minute. But was it the no names on the back, we are a team, we are one, or was it?
It was him. It was the staff. It was the family mentality.
Was that something you were craving?
My whole life, being adopted at a young age, it carries along with you. So a lot of times you just want to be accepted or wanted into whatever. You know what I mean? As long as you pick the right path, you choose the good ways to go about it. And so for me, it was sports. It was my outlet. And so being around Joe and being around Coach Larry Johnson and Coach Ron Vanderlyn and Devin Stills and who else? Tom Ali's and all these guys.
What a player. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just being around all these guys just make you want to be better. Make you want to give them all you got. So I'm easily motivated by greatness.
Were they pulling any punches ever, or was it like
it was
you, as hard as you work, is as good as you will be?
That's what you gonna get. Ain't no hand. It wasn't never no handouts.
Do you remember? How old were you when you were adopted?
8.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was one of those things you don't forget because it wasn't like an easy process. It was like a forceful process. It was the people coming and taking my whole family and splitting us up into groups and saying you do this over here, you do that over there, and eventually, they went together, but I stayed apart. So a lot of things that I do today, I got to keep my family together.
How many brothers and sisters?
11.
And things were obviously not going well on the home front.
Nah.
Was this like a substance abuse type
Substance
setup?
abuse, mental, all of that. But it's just baggage on top of baggage, just from trauma on top of trauma, from generation on top of generation, and just so happened to break at one point, and things couldn't go back to normal for my household, anyways.
Is that a day that you remember like yesterday when they literally came in the house and took? I can't even really relate or imagine.
It's like ATF coming in the door. It's like SWAT team, any movie you ever seen. But they not coming for the parents. They come in the same way that they come for drug dealers, murderers, kidnappers, molesters. They come in the same way with the hammer through the door, but they taking kids,
Or are you screaming and crying? No. Were you at that point pretty resigned to something is wrong?
I was just watching. I was always an observer. I'm the youngest, so I was always just observant.
Youngest of 11. How old is the
It
next
was
up?
the youngest of 6. My group was 6, and I had another 7 that I didn't know about at that time. But the group I grew up with, it was a group of 6, and so I was the youngest of that group. And it's just something that you always knew was a possibility. Even for me at a young age, you grew up faster than what you're supposed to. So for me, it wasn't nothing that I didn't see before. I seen situations where, drugs are involved. People not acting the same. People getting kicked out, kicked in, kicked off. So people giving and taking has always been a thing in my early childhood.
Where you see probably a good amount of violence then, I imagine, as well?
Yes, sir.
Like, stuff that's not supposed to happen in a home.
Yeah, in the home, outside the home, around the home.
You had to grow up really fast then.
Yeah, absolutely.
How old do you think you were when you knew something was off? As early as you can remember?
Probably when they didn't go back. Probably around 8 years old when it was like, damn, now it's real. We not going back. What's up, dude?
Was this is it something that you've dealt with, like talked to somebody about? Is it something that's just, this part that's, do you think it's something that, so why'd they keep you on your own then?
It was my choice.
Okay.
It was my choice. Trust issues.
That's a big decision to make when you're 8 years old, bro.
Exactly. Not even when you 8, but like when your peoples get themselves back together and they got the opportunity to take you back, you still got to make that choice at 12, 13, 14 years old. Do I go back to what I known before, but I'm doing just fine here? But everybody I love is going back. So it's conflict. I decided to just stay away.
Getting pulled in directions.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a top flight athlete, so you get pulled in all kinds of directions all the time. Mm-hmm. But that's something that you're used to because you're getting pulled in directions when you're 8 years old. Did you feel, when you went to school, did you feel more mature than your friends? Because you didn't have, it wasn't like what I got for Christmas. It was like survival all the time type.
Yeah. Up until a point, up until like 8 years old, after I got adopted, it was good. It was good for me. You know what I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was perfect enough. So when I went to college or whatever, it was a different type of world. I went from basically, a structured home with crime, violence, and rules and regulations that to abide by, so you won't get taken by the government. And then I went to a situation where it's a military situation where it's my way or the highway, and so my rules go, and I'm not trying to hear nothing else. And so going to college, I felt free. I'm not under these strict rules no more. So it was a breath of fresh air for me. You know what I mean? But having that breath of fresh air led me to do a lot of immature things that I should have done or should have never done when I was younger or in high school, or but that's when you grow up and you realize can't blame it on whatever. So
yeah, I mean, I think every young man when he goes to college, a lot of young guys are like, I want to go to college as far away from home as possible. You obviously gravitated toward Penn State, like because of what you said, because of Joe Pa and the culture there. You had a real realization about the importance of culture because of how you were raised. So who else was recruiting you, and did they even stand a chance once you got a taste of what I see on TV at Penn State is real?
I had everybody. I had everybody. I was number 2 coming out of that class behind Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
So, I had everybody, but it was Larry Johnson. It was Joe Pa. You couldn't get that. I had Notre Dame's. I had them all.
Yeah. Was when they recruit you, are they making promises to you, or is it
not for me? Not for me. My uncle, he was stern in my life all the way through. So it wasn't no fluff. This is what you was going to get, and I knew what I was going to get before I even went there. So I wasn't expecting anything more.
Yeah. The man, that first day on campus though.
Yeah.
I mean, State College it's a minute from Philly, so
yeah, I didn't make it out. I definitely didn't make it out the first night, but yeah, that's how much fun it was. So,
yeah. College girls are different than high school girls,
college
bro.
Girls, high school.
I mean, it's not really even close.
College period.
Yeah.
College period is a wild place.
Talk about a night game in Beaver Stadium. I mean, I've never been. Yeah, but
ain't
boy,
nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it.
And you've
night
played
game,
in all the big
daytime
stadiums.
Game. Oh man, ain't nothing like Beaver Stadium. 110,000, 120,000, packed out, sold out. You feel the ground vibrate, like Gladiator in a stadium. It's just it's a magniful. It's don't make no sense. Like I played in, best stadium probably ever played in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a peep. Yeah, that college atmosphere, man. State college.
There's that energy is addicting.
Yeah.
That game day, game night energy. College football is
It's crazy.
there's nothing like it. You know, I've been around a lot of other sports, and I love rugby. It's just there's something about it. But man, big game day college football is at a next level.
Can't beat it. It's like Texas, like UT. You know,
Yeah.
that's probably the closest thing you could get.
Really?
To it. Yeah, but you could
Royal Memorial? Yeah.
You could get UT out of there though. Like you could get the people like out of the game, but I ain't never see it like quiet at a Penn State game.
It's always rocking. All those Pennsylvania miners, coal miners, just hitting that bottle all day long.
Yeah. Ringing that cowbell.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. The when you come out of high school and you go into a top flight program like that, that's tough. I mean, that's a college football blue blood program.
Exactly.
Is the strength and conditioning program? Did that blow your mind right out the gate?
I was always able to like hold
Hang?
my own. Yeah, I was always able to hold my own.
What's a day like?
You know, early morning, 5 a.m. You're out there running at 5 a.m. and not getting up at 5 a.m. You running, you starting your workouts at 5 a.m. You in the gym by 6 a.m. You out of there by 8. First class started at 8.
Regimented.
Perfect. Boom, 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 boom.
So, you know, very similar to how then your high school life was living with your uncle.
Exactly.
Is your uncle still a big part of your life?
Yes, sir.
As you've matured, has the value of the people who are in your inner circle taken on a whole new meaning with everything you've been through?
Oh man, it's a battle. Because it's a different world I'm in. It's a different type of world. So they just more so help me just to stay me. You know, stay humble, stay smiling, stay Shawn Oakman. Through all the bull, just stay you. And that's what they do for me, you know. Because I live in a different world than them. You know, I'm not a clerk. I'm not a fireman. I'm not
Teacher.
I'm none of these things. You know, I'm somebody that has a name, that has a face, that sets trends, and you know, a lot of things you can't erase about me. So I'm imprinted.
Yeah. When you get Googled, stuff comes up.
I'm imprinted.
Yeah. Yeah. The and we get into some stuff in a minute, but when you're starting out there, did they immediately redshirt you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they tell you they were going to? Okay. Did that piss you off?
Nah, I knew I had work to do. I wasn't a fool.
Who are you behind? Who was starting that freshman year?
Eric Lattimore. Who was it? Eric Lattimore and who was the other end? I'm not sure who the other end was.
Were they better than you?
Yeah, they were better. They were bigger. They were
Stronger.
smarter, stronger. Yeah, but they had a whole front. They had a whole front. Devin Still was on that line. I seen Devin Still like stuff Trenton Richardson in the hole. Like, yeah, like one of my leaders, like one of the dudes I looked up to, like one of the dudes that pulled me to the side and say, "Yo, you got the potential to be great. Don't mess it up." One of those dudes. So, yeah, I seen them all.
Where you know he's not trying to sell you something.
Nah,
you know what he's saying is true.
Yeah, and he lived it.
What did you guys have as a team? Did you guys have like a favorite movie? You know, Ray Lewis, Gladiator, played that Super Bowl
So I
year.
wasn't there that long. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was only there for a year, so I didn't really get it. I didn't really get into it that much, but you know, I just loved being around those guys. You know, Silas Reds, and I could go and name guys for days and just keep going. But that year was a crucial year. You know, and we went through a lot of adversity that year, and you know, some guys didn't make it out the best way they could have, and and you live with it, you know. But you gotta understand that a lot of people, you're not supposed to go through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even in college, even as young men.
Do you think that everything that happened with the Sandusky stuff, the Joe Pa, you know, his story, his legacy, that was tarnished? Do you think there was a lot of sensationalism from that? Of we've got to blame somebody, somebody's got to take the fall?
Absolutely. When you a leader, you ain't got no choice, you know.
Did O'Brien come in then at the end of your first year?
Mm-hmm.
What was that whole shift over and all the craziness that entire scenario? What's that, like you said, you shouldn't have to go through that. What's that like? That's just chaos, upheaval?
It's upheaval.
Just upheaval, just like a volcano.
It was a lot. You know, you got press, you got media doing what press and media does, and you trying to keep the noise out, but, you know, the facts are the facts. And yeah, Joe Pa could have did more. And yeah, he should have did more, but at the same time, Joe Pa is a human being, and he did as best as he could during that situation at that time. You know what I mean? For it something to come up 20 years later, you fire him, he died. 2 days later, you can't really. He was a good man.
Man, it's just so unfair, you know? It's
just how they did it.
Yeah.
How they do them. You know what I mean?
The judge, jury, executioner all at one time, BS.
All at one time. He's tearing down his statues, deleting his records, man. Like he never did anything for y'all. Or anybody.
Were you guys talking about that as a team? I mean, you're young, it's your first year, but was everyone just like, this is some bullshit?
Nah, you in it. And when you're a football player, you train to be programmed. You train to block out the distractions. That's what you train to do. You train to be your best. And everything else outside of what you're doing here and in the classroom is a distraction.
The only thing that matters is the mission.
That's it.
Which doesn't leave a lot of time to process things, which is a kid who's seen some things. Did you even realize that you might be feeling some of the same stuff that you were feeling when you were 8 years old, when you were a freshman in college?
Absolutely.
You did?
Absolutely.
You recognize the same, or you feel
I'm
things?
30 years old.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old. A lot of things don't go away. A lot of things don't go away.
True.
You could bring them up, and you could act tough, and you could act fine, but pain is always going to be pain, no matter how long down the line. You know? Always.
When you confronted that, or you were confronted with that type of pain, would you get mad, or would you get sad first?
It's always sad.
I'm the same, man. I get real sad, and then I get real mad that I'm real sad.
Nah, I don't even get real mad that I'm real sad. I just be. It's just for me, like, I don't know, when it came, like, when it was my turn to go through it, I understood it. Now I can sit back more so and understand it because I watched a legend go through it right in front of my eyes. I watch how media and how giving your life to something and having it taken away could kill you. So it's a different perspective when you go through it, or you've seen somebody go through it. You know, so it's different because now I'm in it. What mistakes I'm not going to do. I'm damn sure I'm not going to kill myself. I'm too young to die. So how can I get through it? I never seen nobody else get through it and come out to speak about it on the next day.
Did you go to the Joe Pa memorial service? Were you too broken up about it to go, or was it just like, this is, I got to move on?
I was probably, I wasn't in trouble already, but I was just out there. I was already off my path.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was already off my kilter, like my human kilter. I was already down a bad path to get me, bad grades, not going to class. All I was just watching it from afar.
When things start to get off track for you, I know this is true in my life. I sometimes know I'm off track, and it's like I'm outside of my body looking down at myself going, you're off track. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do about it, though.
Fucked up.
Was your uncle in your ear?
Yeah.
Is there some love-hate there?
Yeah, it's just it's different. It's different because like when I got in trouble, it's like my bad. But
No,
when
you're
I get
good.
in trouble at Penn State, they the first person he called.
Yeah. Like
And
from
so-
the principal's office?
Yeah, like from the
almost?
principal's office. But like I'm in Bill O'Brien office, and every coach is in there, and you gotta call your uncle, tell him what happened. And uncle very stern, take your responsibilities like a man, accept your consequences like a man. You did it, keep moving.
And they immediately just said, you're out of here.
Hung up the phone, kept it pushing.
Yeah.
It was that 30-second, 15-second conversation.
Did you get to play one down of live
Not at Penn
action?
State. Not at Penn State.
So when that gets taken away, when that goes away because of something you did, you made a mistake.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
a young dude. She's trying to hold your card after what? She said there wasn't enough. You didn't have credits
I
on
had
your.
no money. I tried to steal a sandwich. Didn't have no money. She tried to take my card. Took my card back. I get theft.
She says she grabbed her. She said you grabbed her
up.
wrist.
Yeah, but
Which, okay. I got to play a little scholarship D1, not at your level. You shouldn't. You shouldn't have to be going around looking for sandwiches. First of all,
absolutely.
if
But as growing up and people and you growing up in a normal family and people thinking full scholarship mean room and board and food and all these other things, but it's all budgeted. It all comes at a price.
yeah, it's all rationed. You get a per diem.
Exactly. So
Were there days when you were a college football player where you were hungry and there wasn't?
for sure. For sure.
They're telling you to work out, get big and strong.
Until I got to Baylor, yeah.
Yeah.
It was days I ain't eat.
Wow. What the heck, man?
But I ain't eat. Until I got to Baylor. But it was days I ain't eating like when I was growing up. So it wasn't nothing new to me. It was always once I got to my uncle's house, it was back to what I grew up, survival mode. You know, how to eat, how to do for my own, without no help. So that's what I was in.
When your uncle adopted you, did he have kids that became like? So your cousins become like brothers and sisters to you? Yeah. Did they welcome you with open arms? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was just different paths, man. It's different paths. It's just we all grew up the same, but we all had different paths. And I'm the only one in my family that's an athlete, so they support, but it's like it's different. It's just a different world.
Yeah.
So
You're wearing an Eagles-colored hat there. Is that an Eagles?
Go Birds. Go Birds.
Is that your pick?
Go Birds.
I mean,
Go Birds. We bleed green.
hey Sohail, who did I pick an hour ago when I was doing the solo?
The Birds.
Yeah.
Go Birds.
You think it's kind of cool, right? That you got Travis Kelce on one side and Jason Kelce on the other.
I'm proud.
Yeah, right.
I'm real proud.
I mean, Travis is in top 5 of tight ends. Is Jason in top 5 of centers in the league?
Hey, it don't even matter.
Yeah.
It don't even matter. It don't matter.
I mean, that line, both of those, their offense and defensive lines are not playing around.
No.
You think? I mean,
We're gonna get after them.
you do? You think
we gonna
you'll
get
beat them by 2 scores?
I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be a close game.
Can you lock down the explosive plays?
Us? The
Philly.
Birds?
Yeah, the Bird. Yeah?
Yeah. Everybody hurt. Everybody hurt on Kansas City.
Yeah.
And Chris Jones ain't gonna be able to do it by himself. So
And this is the time of year when everybody's already hurt.
yeah, exactly. So Mahomes banged up. They ain't got no wide receivers. And we finna eat that offensive line.
I mean, what Philly did to the 49ers was reasonably impressive.
You know, defense travels.
Yeah. Well, and they were telling him they were going to do it too at the coin toss. This is what's going to happen, and they did it.
Defense travels.
Yeah, it does, man. Did you have a choice in high school of what side of the ball you were playing on? Did they put you?
I played both.
Yeah. What did you prefer?
Defense for sure. I don't know. I liked it in high school. I like to catch the ball. I'm always begging to get the ball now, so I guess I still like both.
Yeah. They should put you in on a goal line situation and throw you a fade.
Anytime, anywhere on the field.
What's your vertical at these days?
Higher than most DBs.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
How tall are you? You're 6'9"?
6'9".
6'8", 6'9". What do you play? What weight do you play at?
289, 295.
Do these pro programs watch that and the body fat content really, really closely?
Some. Not so much where I'm at in the CFL, but like in the NFL here is real strict, real scrutiny. Yeah.
Did you see all that hubbub at the end of last summer and the beginning of the fall? Miami Heat, Kyle Lowry getting all for being too fat?
Yeah.
Because Pat Riley is a hardcore fitness guy.
Yeah, that's what happens. But everybody's not like that. A lot of people got leniency, you know?
Yeah.
And so a lot of these guys be eating good, and you can't blame them for eating good. So they've been playing that big. He was that big in Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, he's been that big his whole life, honestly.
Yeah.
Since I seen him growing up as a kid.
He has always had that
thick.
body
He's
shape.
been a
It's not
thick
like
dude.
he had one off-kilter summer.
He's just a big dude. He's a thick dude.
Just knocking down a couple Philly cheesesteaks
Yeah.
a day, man. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
It's not even the bread or the steak. It's that dang
it's
cheese
cheese.
whiz, bro.
Nah, I don't do whiz. You gotta do the American, the white American.
Okay.
You gotta get it right, the white American.
Are you when you make your own? Are you caramelizing those peppers up real good? Separate pan or in the same pan
thing.
as the
Everything-
protein?
Everything in the same.
Really?
Everything in the same.
You chop it up like a line cook with a flat spatula and stuff.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Are you you cook for yourself a lot?
Yeah.
Do you? Do you enjoy it? Does it kind of
do.
take you into more of a meditative
it's
state?
Nice, it's a nice space. It's a nice space to be in.
That's interesting, man. I cook every night. I actually don't like going out because I miss that 20, 30 minutes of prepping and watching. And what's up, little dude? What's his name?
Odin.
Oh my gosh, that's an awesome name, man.
Oh, I think you died on me. Yeah, he died on me.
Battery
Need charger.
Nah, he'd be all right. He could withstand. I'm almost done. I think you died on me, though.
I bet we have a USB back there if you...
Yeah, I got plenty of chargers.
Yeah, he could suffice. Yeah, you died on me, bro. Hold on, take my phone.
What do the kids play on the phones and the iPads these days?
He watching Bluey. He ain't really
there
playing
you
no
go.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bluey,
Bluey's pretty awesome.
what's the other character?
What's the dogs one? The one with all the little dogs.
Yeah, that's Bluey.
Is it?
Yeah.
That changed your life pretty much when you found out you were going to be a dad?
Boy, did it. Yeah. I got sensitive. But, no, you want to stay over here? Huh? Yeah? Come on. Join the interview. Come on. Start the show.
There you go, dude. Was it one of those deals where, like everybody says, where life just became about so much more than just your own survival?
Yeah, man. Don't nothing else matter. Don't nothing else matter. Like, I can't really describe it, yo. Like, I miss people. I ain't miss people before here. I cry. I cried before, but I cry a lot more now.
You miss people like your friends?
Yeah.
Like old teammates and stuff?
Teammates.
Coaches?
Family more so than anything, just because I'm gone. I've been gone, and so a lot of that's been harping on me in my older age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think maybe you didn't miss them before just because it was go, 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 next thing?
I always thought I could come back. I always thought I could come back.
And now there's a clock on everything. Wow, that's an interesting. I never heard that from anybody. I like to ask all the dads that come on, like, how did it change you? Did it soften you up? Or have you always been a pretty nice guy?
Nah, I've always been.
Malia says
keel.
you're a sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm always pretty even kill. Like I say, it take a lot to get to know me, but once you know me, you love me, and if you don't, you
just don't know you.
You just don't know me, basically. And so, I've always been a likable guy, but it always takes a lot to get to know me, just because of I'm not finna let you in.
Arm's length. Sure.
But that's just trauma. That's past. That's
right.
But it hasn't proved me wrong. So
yeah, that's the tough thing, right?
Yeah. So, but you try to move on. You try to get past it, and you meet good people like Malia. You know what I mean? And things get better.
You proceed with cautious optimism. You meet a good person, but it's like, hey, let's see if you are who you say you are, type of thing. When you're considering where to go after O'Brien dismisses you, what were your options?
Funny thing, like my life's been pretty much chosen for me. So I'm walking out of Bill O'Brien office crying. Don't know what to do. Talk to my uncle, don't know what to do. He's no help. But my D-line coach, Coach Larry Johnson, sitting right there. He say, I got a school for you. Stop crying. I'm gonna see what I can figure out, and I'm gonna get you there. But he already did this before. Big Phil Taylor, he played for the Cleveland Browns. He was at Penn State, got kicked out for smacking a girl butt, went to Baylor, changed his life around, got drafted first round. So he was just doing the same thing that he did with Phil. And I was 2 weeks away.
Wow. Had you ever been to Texas at that point?
Yeah, once. For actually my freshman year for that bowl game. We had a bowl game in Texas.
Oh, you got to travel?
Yeah, I got to travel for the bowl game. So
did you get a taste, or was it kind of in and out of hotels?
Nah, I was too young to enjoy it, to know what it was.
It's too late in the year to know how dang hot it is here all the time, too.
Yeah. It wasn't that hot.
No.
Actually. No, it was perfect.
Houston in the holidays is pretty nice, actually.
It was perfect.
There's an area down there between Houston and the Gulf. It's a triangular area. It's a nature preserve. Mm-hmm. There are more species of birds in this 4 square mile triangle than anywhere else on the planet because of the convergence of the Rio Grande and the Gulf. It's crazy. They got alligators and stuff down in there.
Saltwater and freshwater.
Yeah. Did you visit, or were they just like, yeah, we'll take you?
It wasn't no visit. It was get your grades up so you could transfer.
So did you have to do a semester at a JUCO or something for that?
I was in summer school at Penn State.
Okay.
And then as soon as I got eligible to transfer, I transferred.
Did you just buckle down on the books or what?
Yeah, that was all I had.
Yeah.
That was all I had. Back to basics. Bill O'Brien kicked me off the team, so I was still in school. I didn't get kicked out the university, but I got kicked off the team. And so all I had was school, and it was boring, but I had a purpose. It was to get somewhere else to go play football. If I could go play football somewhere.
Do you think that especially your position coach or the line coach, do you think they all agreed with the decision?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just because it's a culture thing?
Coach. Like
O'Brien's decision.
No.
You know that for a fact?
I don't know that for a fact, but I don't think nobody agreed with that decision. Just knowing me and knowing the people that brought me in to there, he wasn't the one that brought me in.
Yeah.
So
how hard is that for players? I don't think Reggie talked about that. You're recruited by a whole set of coaches. Then there's that turnover. You guys aren't responsible. That's not because of losing records or anything. That's because, like you said, it's something from 25 years ago. Is that just a whole? Was there a big culture change, or did
absolutely.
They really?
It was the Patriots culture. It was
the
New England Patriots culture.
Next man up.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien was that type, and he didn't care. He ran it the way you see him. He doesn't change.
It's a business type?
He is the type. He's that strict type.
So less of that family feel and more of, this is our code of conduct. This is our handbook. You stepped out of line.
You got one time, Shawn Oakman. It only took me one time.
Man.
Yeah.
How proud of your last name are you?
I love it.
I mean, it's pretty rad.
I love it. I ain't get it, but I get it as I got older, like as I started going through college. But yeah, I just love it. I love it. It means a lot to me. I'm not sure how powerful it is because it's very powerful, but it fits. It fits who I am, and I carry it well.
And it's your legacy.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're imprinted. What you've done, there's no going back. But what you can do is 100% in your control.
Exactly.
Don't you think as you look around and maybe you don't see this as much as I do because you're in a bit of like more of a closed off environment, right? The team, the regimented, I know, athletics is very scheduled out.
Sir.
You get out in business and you start to see this just pervasive, it's in everything, this victim mentality. Like all this stuff is happening to me. It's all, and you look at that, I'm assuming you do this, correct me if I'm wrong. You look at that and you go, look, bro, you control everything that you put into your body. So everything you watch, listen to, you control everything you say. You control your thoughts. If you understand that is controllable. When you're young, you don't understand that. When you get older, you control what you eat, what you drink, what you say, how you act, how you react. We actually are way more powerful than we realize. If we would control everything that we can control, down to the last punctuation mark, when you start to do that, you do. Like for me, as a man, life started to really change for me.
No, it was like one of the things my uncle taught me very young was accountability, and I had to be accountable for myself and everybody else around me. And so, going through that made me more accountable. And so it's like you said, watching these victim mentalities. It's like, yeah, this happened to you, but why did this happen to you? Oh, because such. But what did you do? My situation, yeah, such and such lied on me. But what did I do?
To put myself in that position or to contribute?
Point blank, period.
God. That's tough, right, man?
Nah, it makes life easier.
It does. You're right.
It makes it easier because now can't nobody put nothing against you. Yeah, I did it. You got to understand, I said I did it since the beginning. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah. It becomes very black and white at that point, doesn't it, man? There's no middle ground.
No middle ground with me. Yeah, he said he did it from the beginning. But she said, now the DNA don't lie, the test don't lie, the court jury don't lie. But I said it eons ago, but y'all didn't believe me.
And I know what you're alluding to. Our name and our word are all really we have in like this digital social media. Everything's fake. People, you look around, they're not telling that. Everybody makes everything look a certain way. Mm-hmm. We're always being marketed to. But in the end, when you meet someone face to face, right? I don't ever do this podcast virtually. Mm-hmm. I want to meet the person, feel their pain, meet them, laugh with them. That's part of this for me. Mm-hmm. Our word and our name, in the end, that's all you have. When you go to Baylor, are you thinking in your mind, fresh start, clean slate, new Shawn Oakman?
Old new Shawn Oakman. Old brand new Shawn Oakman.
Were there little things? Yeah.
I had a red shirt again, so,
Sitting
a lot of
out
this
again,
time,
another year.
But you get to reflect. You know what I mean? You get to, like they say, therapy and all this other thing, but it's the time by yourself that you don't get. That's very valuable. And all the time I spent by myself, I got to choose who I wanted to be. I got to make a diagram of, I want to be this type of athlete. I want to be this type of man. I want to be this type of father. I want to be this type of leader.
What types were those? What type of man did you want to be?
A respectable, honorable, courageous, and empathetic, and joyful man. I just wanted to be happy more so than anything.
What type of teammate did you want to be?
The best, whatever that take. I was the same teammate as I am a sibling.
Like you can trust me if we go down a dark alley. I got your back.
Whatever the case may be. Last shirt on my back, close shoes on my feet, last dollar in my pocket. I'm that type of brother. I'm that type of teammate. I'm that type of relative. Leader, period. I'm never going to put nobody in a bad position.
You know, you said a minute ago, like you grew up more as an observer and then you followed.
Yeah.
But when you're being challenged by your uncle, take accountability. That's not just for you; that's for the people around you. That is something as a man.
That's
like the
grooming.
people who you touch.
Yeah.
You got to lead
It was never
them.
about me. He always put in my perspective, like, you've been more places than any of your brothers and sisters in the world that you got. I got 11 brothers and sisters. I've been more places than all of them. I mean, I got 4 brothers. I'm the only boy that graduated college. You know, so it's a responsibility on its own just to set an example for 1, yourself, then 2, your family, and then 3, everything else outside of that.
Did you feel like you let them down when the Penn State stuff happened?
I feel like I let them down before that, you know. I feel like I let them down when the Baylor stuff happened. I feel like I let a lot of people down, you know. But that's why I can't never, like, stop. That's why I can't never give up. Because, yeah, I am human. Yeah, I did make mistakes. But anybody that know me know that the mistakes I made, yeah, I stole some sandwiches. But the last one, they know me.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about me, you know I could never. It's not even in my DNA.
When you get to Baylor, what was the culture like there compared to that Penn State family culture that drew you to Penn State?
It was a professional culture. It was
Bryles just had it humming.
Yeah, man. It was take care of your responsibilities, and everything else was going to take care of itself.
And were they in the middle of, or they had already built McLean?
No, they was just there. They were starting to build it.
Just starting.
Yeah, they were starting to build it.
Because that's something impressive. That stadium's crazy.
I got there right after RG3 won the Heisman.
Okay.
And we had one more year of Floyd Casey. So that was my junior year, 2013. 2013 I got to play. No, yeah, 2014. 2014 I got to play. Closed out Floyd Casey. Got to beat Texas at Floyd Casey, the last game before they closed.
How was that?
It was magical.
Who was the quarterback for Texas in that game?
Travis, what's his name? Kelsey?
2015?
Casey? Something like that. I'm not sure. I'm horrible.
Did you get to him
Did I get to him
in that game?
I don't think so.
Did you rush his ass though?
I don't think I got to him that game, but I blocked the winning field goal of the game.
Really?
Yeah. I blocked the field goal, and the kicker was the kicker at Penn State.
Really?
He was a kicker at Penn State when I was there after we transferred out because of Bill O'Brien.
Was there a lot of that when he came in? A lot of guys going, "No, this isn't what I signed up for."
Actually, surprised. Like, that's the thing about it. A lot of guys stayed. Like, a lot of guys was already on a mission to more so prove Joe Pa right than prove the university right, if anything.
Sure.
Like, he made good men.
Do you think that if all of this happened now, and we have the NIL stuff and we have the transfer portal, do you think it would have gone down differently, or do you think you would have followed that opportunity that your position coach had for you there? Like, he's like, "I got a school for you, so quit your crying. Let's go. I got you a new opportunity."
I would have probably still followed the leader. You know, I trusted Coach Larry Johnson.
You seem like a very loyal guy.
To a fault.
Yeah.
To a fault.
And I'm a loyal guy too. So when I get burned on that,
It hurts.
yeah,
It hurts.
I feel like I'm maybe a little more of an angry dude than you.
Yeah.
You burn my loyalty and don't darken my door again.
I just want to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
For me, I get more satisfaction of becoming who I say I'm going to be than
getting
shit on
revenge.
anybody or to revenge. It's not in my hands. It's never been in my hands.
Is it tough for you because of your upbringing to go in to show up at in-state college first day, not know anybody, show up in Waco, Texas, and not know any? Was that was that tough?
It wasn't tough, but I was always like a loner, so it was okay.
Sure.
Like, it was nice to Penn State. Yeah, it was cool. Like it was nice to just to get away from my uncle at that point. You know, it was just it was a nice breath of fresh air. But Penn
Can't
State,
be dealing with that drill sergeant stuff all the time.
not all the time,
Yeah.
and that's who he was at that point in time in his life, and he's totally changed now.
Really?
Yeah, totally changed, being out the Army and everything. But going to Baylor as well is just okay. This is where I'm supposed to be. It's a breath of fresh and new air. Don't nobody know me here. You know you could say what you're gonna say, but at the same time, I get a fresh start, and that's all you could ask for at that time. At that point in time in my life, was a fresh start and the opportunity to do what I love.
Were you determined when you showed up whether you liked the food, whether the girls were pretty, whether the weather was too hot? Nothing mattered. Look, I'm going. This is my opportunity. It's pedal to the metal, 100 miles an hour toward the mission
You gotta
again.
understand, it wasn't about me.
Yeah,
It's still about everybody else around me.
sure.
It's about your family.
And so it seems like you concentrate on bringing the positive energy where you go. Like you're conscious about that, though. There's a lot of guys who aren't, man. They kind of just float and meander through, and whatever happens, happens. And
It wasn't my luxury. It wasn't. I was always put as a leader. You know, I mean, even you understand, you're the only freshman playing varsity basketball and football. That comes with leadership.
Yeah.
So everybody that's coming up under you, even in the people that's above you, they're looking at you like, damn, how did he do it?
Or let's see if he can.
Or
hack
let's
it.
see if he can do it.
Yeah.
Or is he really withholding his own with all these 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and you're a freshman?
Were you vaunted? Did people know who you were when you came to Baylor? And they're like, let's see if this guy can really throw down.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to prove myself too.
So
I mean, it wasn't like, oh, this is Shawn Oakman, he's stepping it. Nah,
Well, football.
I was thrown in the fire.
Yeah, I mean,
Another 5 a.m. workout.
Sure.
And everybody got to restart because I'm messing up because I don't know the drills because at Baylor we were so fast paced. It's not like it's not like they're gonna sit there and usher you in.
Yeah.
Nah, you go to the back of the line, watch, and don't mess up.
yeah.
And so anytime I messed up, oh, he's just a freshman. Come on, Ruck. Come on, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and you gotta humble yourself, and you gotta know that. You know what I mean? It's not about you. Once again, it's never about you. And once you realize it's not about you, that makes life 10 times easier as well. You know what I mean? Because once you really become a servant, and that's the thing about it. Like for me, I just want to be a servant to my peers, to my people, to whoever I could be a servant to. And that's what it's about. It's about giving your all to somebody else.
Where does that come from? From the hardships?
Yeah, I couldn't got here by myself.
When you get to Baylor, were there some workouts where maybe your love for the game diminished at all, or are you just so on a mission and you're just in love with it? It doesn't matter how hard it is.
With the pain,
It's like a beautiful woman. Like it doesn't matter how difficult she is, you're just taken with it.
Nah, I know with the pain comes joy, and with the joy comes pain. You know, and you understand from a child. I've been induced to pain my entire life, whether that's physically or mentally. So the mental aspect of the workouts can never get to me.
Yeah.
I know you only got me in here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm looking at the clock like,
Yeah. When you
it's almost done. So
when you we got
no,
like,
not you. The workouts.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I understand.
The workouts you only got me in here for an hour. Like
So I can hang in here no matter how hard it
scheduled.
is. Yeah.
Everything's scheduled.
Sure.
So you realize that, you're not gonna die here. I could have died back
and
then.
I'm not tapping out.
And I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lose. Give up.
Right.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
My mom's a fighter. She never gave up.
Your uncle sounds like a fighter
My
too.
uncle's a fighter, you know. He's not the one to quit. You know, and a lot of things he did, he didn't have to do. He didn't have to take me in. He didn't have to put clothes on my back. He didn't have to feed me. But he did that out of being a leader for his family.
Wow.
It's about taking it. Didn't nobody ask him to do it. Nah, my cousin is in distress. Her kids need help. How I got the ability to make sure that things could go okay. It may not be perfect, but it's going to be better than what they were.
And he sounds like the type of guy who got up every day and got after life.
Absolutely. Like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. type of dude. Like I said, military man, and it carried over into his life in the house. You know what I mean? So we were the same way. It wasn't
Up and at it.
Up and at it.
No sleeping
Everybody had something to do.
Are you still an early riser to this day just because that's in you?
Hey, I get more done early in the morning than most people.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. I think that's one of the biggest hacks in life.
Yeah.
Getting up early is a game changer.
Get up and go to sleep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. People want to hang out, and all right. But I did it too. I get it. It was fun.
Sure.
But it gets boring. You know what I mean? And then accomplishing goals become more fun.
Yeah. Accomplishing actually becomes addictive. As you start to accomplish more, it starts to work better. The harder I work, the luckier I get type, hard work works. As in athletics, you make that correlation fast.
Yeah, but it's in anything.
Exactly.
It's in anything. If you want it though, you got to work for it. Like ain't nothing given. I don't know. Nothing was ever given to me. So I could get how a lot of people, like my pastor said the other day, like a lot of people could strive away from God, could steer away from God because they always had things to take or to grab onto or to grasp to.
You had nothing.
I never had that. I never had that luxury. Like,
was faith a big part of your upbringing? Really?
My great grandmama was a preacher, and we went to church every Sunday. And so I go to church every Sunday now, and it just helps. It helps me. It helps me keeps me focused. And good story. The whole Baylor situation, that whole thing go down. I don't know. It takes me a while. Like the whole time I'm at Baylor, like a lot of things you realize, like I said, like we said earlier, but a lot of things we realize as we get older, a lot of decisions we make, we realize them later on in life, and you can't change them.
Seriously.
And so the whole time I'm at a Christian university, I don't go to church. I go to scheduled chapel for one of my classes, and that's all it was. It was scheduled chapel. And so it took me to get in some trauma or some bad things for me to go back to the church. And so it took me a while just to conjure up the strength to go. I'm over here asking outside sources, should I go? I mean, one of the most contradicting things you should ever do, right?
Well, do you think maybe you didn't want to go because maybe you thought if you went, something was going to get touched in your heart and you were going to lose it?
But that's what I wanted. I'm that goofy. What am I missing? I'm clearly missing something.
You could feel there was a hole.
Yeah.
Did you try to fill it up with anything before you figured out it's not something?
I was filling it up with unnecessary women.
Yeah.
I was having my pick of the litter. Like
those unnecessary women, man.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, it's just all back trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not having enough of a loving mother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's being taken away from a loving mother. It's my mother not being there. It's everything that a mother is supposed to be that I didn't have. So it's like I'm over here, yearning for attention, love, acceptance from everybody else but the people that's supposed to love me. You know what I mean? Because I never felt that love, especially being adopted. I mean, I felt it early on, before and all that, but at 8 years old, as you get older, you realize that, well, you harp on a lot of things, you know what I mean? And it hurts, and now you like, oh, I'm seeking this attention, and I'm getting, temporary satisfaction and all that other bull, and it just don't fill you up.
Yeah, it's Cheetos.
Yeah,
it's not steak.
It's not food.
Yeah.
It's not food at all.
You go into, then you beat Texas. You go into then the next season. Mm-hmm. Is that when McLean opened?
Yeah. Open McLean. Yep. Open McLean Stadium, and won a Big 12 championship. Won a Big 12 championship our first year.
Wow.
Opening the stadium. probably we lost like one game, I think, 1 or 2 games.
And there's
Yeah, yeah.
buzz about you. There starts to be buzz about you.
Yeah, I'm a great follower. I'm coming off the bench. I think I led the country in sacks that year. I mean, not sacks, but tackles for loss, actually. Led the country in tackles for loss coming off the bench. And it was my time next. Next year was the seniors were gone, and I got to prove my point. And once, you know what I mean, I got the opportunity to fully start. Best year, junior year, I had 15 sacks. Led the top 10, top 5 tackles for loss.
Was the game slowing down for you at that point? Like in slow motion, like guys talk about when they have a really crazy game in basketball, like the hoop gets to be like 3 feet wide. And...
Cause learning new plays after a year of learning new plays, after a year of sitting back watching everybody else do it, because it ain't gonna change. It's the same program. Plays ain't gonna change. So they just implement the same plays, but now you got a time. Now it's your time.
Athletically, had you developed to where you are, or was it more of a technique thing? Obviously, you're strong. You between 17 and 20 years old, you're getting stronger and faster. But what was it just all coming together at one time for you?
Yeah, it was perfect. Everything was aligned for me to be the next.
Round 1, pick 1.
Yeah.
Edge menace.
Everything was aligned. I didn't have no worries. At Baylor, my school grade, I graduated Dean's List. So
what'd you study?
Kinesiology.
Yeah. So you know what's up when there's trainers and stuff telling you to do stuff. You're like,
they
nah.
be mad at me. I be telling them all the time. I be like, we got the same degree. Y'all better watch it. So, I just.
Or are they telling you, you know better? How are you out of shape? Let's go. You know better.
Yeah. That too, but that's not me.
Yeah,
I come prepared because I know that it's not for long and it could be taken away. You know what I mean? So more so than anything, it could be taken away.
When stuff started going down, so the Baylor stuff started happening, right? There's some controversies. There's some stuff happening. When your situation happened was kind of like Riss, just ridiculously cute. Or was it just sort of right in the middle of all of that chaos? Once again, you find yourself...
broke the camel back, I always like to say.
Yeah. But once again, you're in a college football situation that starts getting really chaotic about stuff that has nothing to do with you, and then you get caught up in this thing.
I always, like I said, I was straw that broke the camel back, but I was prepared. I was prepared for it more so than anything.
Did it catch you off guard at all?
It did.
Did you think it might happen?
Yeah.
You might get accused?
No, I didn't think that was gonna happen. But for me, it was always a reality that when, like I said earlier in this podcast, the good comes with the bad, and so that's just how my life was working at that time. You know what I mean? Good things that happen, bad things that happen. Good things that happen, bad things. And so my senior year, we won a bowl game, North Carolina. We beat them boys, and like a family. I got my D-line up on the balcony. We talking, having real conversation, real family brother conversation. And I'm like, they like, oh, how you feel? How you about to be first round? Right? I'm like, bro, at any given moment, this could be taken away.
Wow.
And I say those exact words to him.
Is this like a daily thing for you? If you start getting real stoked about how things are going, you got to go settle it down, Shawn. Like anything, like the unexpected is around the next corner?
Not so much nowadays, because I rarely live in that type of fear, just because now I know I got control of my life. And I mean, I knew back then I had control too, but I didn't know where the demons or the energy was coming from, So I was just living life as a meme, as a superstar, as anything I wanted to be. You know what I mean? And it was perfect and it was okay, but at the same time, the devil will give you everything that you love for your demise. And that's what he did. He used my weakness against me. He used my my yearnings for love and passion and women against me. You know? And so being in a small town where I didn't have to be, taking home a woman I didn't have to take home, put me in a situation where I lost everything that I worked for from Penn State on.
How did you find out that she was saying what she was saying?
It happened like that.
Yeah, so it was
was
not
like
through the grapevine, and you had any warning?
It was no warning.
Are you immediately tracked down by law enforcement?
I'm not like I said, I was living my best life. So I happen to sleep with her. So I get up, shower, she leaves. I go to another girl house. I'm sleeping over there. My roommate called me. Hey, bro, the cops here for you. I'm like, what you do? I mean, well, he said, the cops are here. I said, what you do? He said, they ain't here for me. They're here for you. I said, impossible. I got 2 weeks before the job. Impossible. Why would they be here for me? Impossible. Okay. So immediately, you know what I mean, me not thinking anything of the nature, I pull up over there. They ask me, you know such and such? Yeah, I know her. Was you with such? Yeah, I was. Did you have? Yeah, I did. Well, she accused you of sexual assault. No, she did. Impossible. Call my agent immediately. Agent gave me a lawyer number, call a lawyer. Lawyer said, don't say nothing.
You'd already sent, you knew what was up. You'd already signed with your agent, what, right after the bowl game?
Yeah.
And you're, what are your plans right then? You're going to go start getting ready for combine and all that kind of stuff?
I'm already done.
Prepping?
I'm literally done. I'm done everything. I'm done pro day. I'm done prepping. I'm 2 weeks before the draft.
What are they telling you about where you're forecasted?
I'm still projected top 10.
Okay.
I go from anywhere first round to fourth round just because I had a shitty senior year. But I'm still able to go.
Had you talked to teams and stuff?
I haven't talked to nobody.
Okay.
I haven't talked to nobody. My agent was taking care. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I was prime real estate, ready to go. You know what I mean? I was 298 pounds, 6'9", solid steel, like the best thing smoking. So I didn't have to worry about anything. Like that was one of my, like, I had a careless senior year. Like when I say everything was done on my end, everything was done. I was a college graduate. I did that for my family. I was finna be a top NFL draft pick. I did that for my family. And 2 weeks before the NFL draft, a week before my birthday, I'm accused of sexual assault.
When your attorney tells you not to say anything, what did you call your uncle?
No, I ain't say nothing.
Are you just in disbelief at this point, or like a bad
yeah,
dream?
No, it wasn't a bad dream. I was wildly awake, but I was kind of naive to the situation, more so than anything, just because I was on cloud nine and thinking, yeah, this gonna get swept under the rug or whatever the case may be. She lying and everybody, like I took my character for granted. Like everybody know my character, and we just gonna move through it, just because you've seen the progression, and that was probably like the hardest thing to overcome. Like, y'all know me. I've been here. I'm a fixture in this community.
Yeah, you're not easy to miss either, right? So when this starts happening, it's started to snowball. It's making national news. It's on the tail end of everything else going on. Had Bryles already resigned?
Nope.
Ken Starr's doing his investigation.
Everything. So after I get in trouble, that's when everybody started to get fired and let go, and all those things start to happen. So a lot of that guilt I felt like it felt on me, just because I was the leader of the program, and I put everybody else's life and jobs at jeopardy.
Oh, that's a heck of a burden to have to lug around, man.
You're a leader.
Did you feel like people came to your aid at that time, or do you feel like you got left out to flap in the wind. Yeah.
It's about because
the brand.
It's about the brand, but now it's about perception.
Right.
How you want to be perceived.
When did it become real that, like, I'm not getting drafted?
I sat there and watched 3 days of draft day.
And were teams talking to your agent? Your agent's like, no, this didn't happen. This.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm really not sure. Like everybody flaked. When I say everybody went away, except for like my immediate family and my friends, everybody went away. Agents, athletes,
coaches,
athletic
directors, managers,
a lot of folk.
Brands who may have wanted you to speak on their behalf. Once again, you're all alone. When you find yourself there and it became real, so were you thinking, well, maybe somebody will pick me up on a free agent once the draft concludes?
All that. I'm optimistic. I'm
Did your agent flake? So you're repping yourself at this point, pretty much?
No, he was there. He got me out of prison. He paid for me to get out of prison.
How long were you in there for?
2-3 days. 2-3 days. Sat in the same spot for 2-3 days.
So they tell you got to go turn yourself in?
They tricked me. So once they come do the first sweep, I'm not indicted yet. I'm not indicted yet. Once I get indicted, I gotta go do a swab, like a DNA swab, turn my phone in, and then that's when they tossed the arrest warrant on me. And so I'm like, if I would have known y'all was gonna arrest me, I would have never came. I made y'all come get me. Fuck. But fuck. Yeah, that's when they arrested me.
Your attorney didn't tell you, like, I think this could happen?
My attorney was out of state, like, so I'm on the phone with my attorney the whole time. I gotta go up there. He's like, give him the phone. I'm like, what you mean? I need my phone. No, they like, so they hand you these papers. We got a arrest warrant. We got a warrant for your DNA. We got a warrant for your phone. Last one, we got a warrant for your arrest. Give me your phone. Give me your DNA.
Wow.
And take it. You know what I mean, and I could just take it like a man, honestly. Just take it how it
up
come.
And
just the thing about it, like, y'all know me. It's just y'all know me, and so they open the door and it's 50 police officers waiting outside.
Come on,
you know
like what? You're gonna be a flight risk?
A flight, like I was gonna beat everybody ass in there.
Like you're gonna.
But I had the capability too.
Yeah, to walk through some of those guys.
And the thing about it, that's what they portrayed me as, and
yes, it is.
That was one of the hardest things to fight. You know what I mean? I'm portrayed as a monster on all levels. You know what I mean?
They build you up as this video game character with that meme. So he'll
somebody
see if you can
that you can't say no to.
Find that meme if you can. You have a purple mohawk or a green mohawk?
Green mohawk.
Yeah.
You know
Shawn Oakman, purple mohawk. Were you wearing the gold helmet in one, but in one you don't have the helmet on?
No.
So they build you up there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's a video game character.
They create this guy.
And then they say, instead of being on a Madden video game, this is Mortal Kombat. This guy is a menace, a monster. That's the one. Second in from the top on the right there, or that big one, Yeah, that's what went viral, right?
No, that ain't the one. That's not the viral one. But
the one
like,
down
all these photos went viral just because I was me. You know what I mean? I was changing my hair color. I was acting goofy, and I was the top lead and sack leader.
I mean, you were having fun with it.
Yeah, I was having fun. I couldn't do no wrong. My grades was great, and I had a purpose.
Yeah.
You know.
When you're sitting there in jail and you're eating those.
I didn't eat
3 ham sandwich. You didn't eat.
I didn't move for 3 days.
Really?
I didn't move.
You wouldn't take their ham sandwich from them?
I didn't move. I took the blanket and I put it over my head and I sat there for 3 days.
Wow.
Till somebody came and got me.
Did you feel at that point? Did you feel the storm front? Did you feel depression start to creep in on you? Did you know that this was going to be a big problem?
I didn't.
You're like
naive.
Because you're like, no, I didn't do this. You guys know me.
Yeah. I know it's the process. I know I gotta go through the process. And the thing about it, I feel like ain't nobody work on my side. Like I went through I did everything I was supposed to do, but ain't nobody do what they supposed to do. And that ain't no knock to nobody. Yeah, I put myself in that situation, but I also put y'all in position to speak on my behalf. And you got to realize ain't nobody speak on my behalf besides Judge Starr.
No one is saying, hey, I know this guy. This guy wouldn't do this.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Where's the loyalty then? Where's the shirt off your back? Where's the dark alley?
And I ain't want nothing.
Are you starting at this point, to kind of lose faith in...
And folk?
Yeah. No, but that's got to be reinforcing your approach of arm's length, though.
Yeah, it definitely do. But you meet good people, you meet bad people, but you got to understand everybody can't ride your wave. So they ain't really... You ain't signed up for this, but at the same time, like, I got a story. I had a girlfriend at that time. She was becoming a state trooper. She was a state trooper. And she wanted to become an FBI agent, right? And so you can't talk to me. So I can't really like conversate with her because they subpoena her too. You know what I mean? Just to get dirt up on me, right? Or whatever the case may be. And so like now she feel like her career is on the line. You know what I mean? Her future is on the line. So how can I be mad at somebody for not dealing with me? I'm upset about it. You know what I'm saying? I understand both sides. But on her perspective, I could ruin everything she's working hard for, and I can't have that. All right, go be free. Go be free. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to ruin your life just because mine's messed up. This could ruin everybody else. I'm watching it destroy everybody else's around me. I seen it before. I seen Joe Pye die because of false accusations, false narratives, pressure.
Was this do you feel like when they took her statement, when she told her story, that they just heard about half of it and by about half they're out the door looking for you?
Yeah.
Like, we heard what we need. Yeah,
Nah,
okay.
you need to drop the name. It just took the name. Oh, Shawn Oakman. That's all it took, you know?
So...
They was at my door 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
So 300-pound black guy, he did it. Yeah. Let's go get him.
Yeah, it was it. And everybody ran with it, though. That was the thing about it.
Oh, it was a sensational story.
Everybody ran with it. And ain't nobody asked the question, why would he do this a week before his birthday, 2 weeks before the draft?
Well, because you're a monster, Shawn.
Yeah. I have no common sense at all.
No.
None.
No, you're I guess you're just a dumb football player who has no plans for the future.
No, none.
Has never set a goal and accomplished it.
Nothing.
Has never been through anything in their life.
Nope.
Was not adopted.
No.
Has no clue about
Didn't want
trauma.
millions of dollars. Didn't want to play on Sundays. Didn't want to get drafted.
Doesn't love the game.
He doesn't want any of that. But he wants her. So he's gonna take that and risk everything else. It makes, I don't know, it just never made sense to me.
No, it doesn't make any
like
sense.
if you I don't know, like it was that black and white for me.
Now, I've done things in my life that have made no sense at all at the time I did them. Several of those decisions were unfortunately fueled by alcohol, which, I've decided doesn't serve me well anymore. So I just don't mess with it anymore. It doesn't help me get where I want to go anyway. But I've made really dumb decisions that didn't make any sense at the time. You also didn't do this.
Yeah.
And you got to be thinking to yourself, okay, you guys want to make a story out of this? You want to get clicks on the internet? That's cool, but I'm going to get my day in court, which you did. But by the time you get your day in court, everything is over because the story has run its course. They've gotten their clickbait, and they got what they needed, and you're out here in the wind on your own. How long from the time she makes the accusation to
3
the time
years.
you get your... God damn. What are you doing for 3 years waiting?
Trying to survive.
So no one will pick you up. You can't play in any league, not from arena league.
Yeah, I went to arena league. It took me probably a year to get out of Waco. Just get approval from the judge to go to North Dakota to play my first.
Because they put you on probation.
Yeah, couldn't leave. Couldn't go home.
Supervised, right.
Couldn't do none of that. So, yeah, by my second year, I'm in North Dakota. Shitty situation. Second year, I'm supposed to have trial. I get pushed back again. So now I'm in Dallas.
Prosecutor pushing it back?
A whole bunch of, whether it's prosecutor, whether it's her going on vacation, whether it's a whole bunch of things.
And, of course, you're presumed guilty before you even...
I'm guilty.
Your life doesn't matter.
It don't.
Going on vacation.
Going on vacation. Yeah. She's not going to be here. She's going on vacation. So you got to push it back. Okay.
North Dakota, season in North Dakota, then you said you
Season
come
in
to Dallas?
North Dakota, come back to Dallas, staying with a friend and his parents, actually. I actually at my friend's parents' house.
Working out every day still,
No.
trying to stay ready?
No, by this time, I'm gone. Like, I've been working odd jobs. I'm trying to probably find a job.
What are you doing, like construction stuff?
No,
Or?
I'm not a laborer. My first job was like at a diaper pack factory, like when I was in Waco. I went from there to like a concrete plant to like, what was that? Like where you order tables and party stuff. You know, like
Catering and event planning and stuff? Yeah.
Event planning, I was over there. And then when I got to Dallas, I did like some selling cable or internet or something of that nature. But it was nothing I wanted to keep, nothing I was interested. It was all
Where's your mind at this whole time?
survive. It was just survive.
Is tapping out ever even an option?
No.
You never had a dark night where you thought it through?
Like, definitely dark nights where it's like, will everybody's life be better if I wasn't here?
Or like, if I don't wake up in the morning, it won't break my heart?
Yeah, that too.
See,
Like,
that's what I've had.
It's gonna be just okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, fuck.
Are you drinking? Are you smoking?
Yeah,
Are you just trying to do everything you could
So my first year, I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a whole lot after it happened. Just going to work and then coming home and drinking.
And that makes it
waking
worse.
Up and going to work and coming home and drinking.
Feeling like heck every day?
Not even feeling like heck. Like,
You're still so young, it doesn't...
it's beneath me. More so than anything. When I need to be humbled by it, I'm feeling like, yo, I got this dude talking to me at work. He's my boss, but he don't even got a college degree. So how can you expect me to be humbled in this situation? So it's like, now I got the opportunity to speak in front of my peers and at this job, and now my boss is taking my leadership as a sign of discomfort, as a sign of, oh, he can't be managed, or a sign of, I'm just a better leader than you, and you should be listening to me.
Insubordinate or something?
Yeah, it's just, I could control a room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody know, because we all sitting here watching me on TV, watching the news clippings. Everybody know I'm not supposed to be here. And everybody know I got the ability to run this place just as efficiently as you do.
Yeah, that corporate setup is not... It's the worst, man. It's just a pecking order, you know?
It's a joke.
Where in there, is it in that 3-year period while you're waiting for your dang day in court that you found that you found your way toward your faith?
No, it's the first year.
Okay.
The first year it hit me. So I was.
Were you desperate?
I was lost.
Lost.
I was lost. I had to go back to my roots. I had nothing to grab onto. I need something to grab onto. You know what I mean? And it took me that first year. Like before I went to North Dakota, for sure. I got back into the church, and the day I went into church, like I'm asking everybody, should I go? I think we cut this story off early. And then I like eventually wake up that Sunday morning, still asking. I eventually go. I go that Sunday. And from the time I walk in, from the time I left, every single song and every single word that the preacher said, it was all directed towards me. And so it was like, it was eye-opening.
Did you break down?
I cried the whole time.
Yeah.
From from the song to the words. They was singing to me. God knew I was coming that day, and he prepared those people to sing to me, and he prepared that preacher to preach to me, because it wasn't for nobody else in that building but me.
When you leave after that experience, did you have what a lot of people talk about, that peace that washes over you, like that it doesn't matter what happens or what people think about me? No,
it was just hunger. I got more. I got more than what I've been given. Throw that bottle away. Pick yourself up. Start feeling sorry for yourself. Smile. You are who you are. Son, stand up on that. You always been him, son. Stand up on that. You gonna let these people take your smile away? That's the best attribute I got.
How old were you when you started figuring out that the words that you say to yourself are almost more important than any other words in the world?
Man. Probably around that time, man.
So they've done studies, right? Your subliminal, your subconscious doesn't know
Yeah, what you
when
playing?
when a word goes in your ears, it doesn't know where it's coming from. So if you're saying out complaining, negativity, it goes out your mouth, it comes back into your ears, and then your brain processes that as it could be your words, could be someone else's words. And I have sat down, and I didn't start doing this till I started doing this podcast. I've talked to people, and they're like, "Oh, I talk to myself all the time, out loud in the car." I'm like, "Really?" And I started doing that. I start getting down. I'm like, "Man, you got a lot to be grateful for. I don't know what you're upset about. I got my eyes checked yesterday. I'm going to get a surgery on them." As I was driving home, like this wave hit me. I was like, "I'm so ungrateful."
Yeah.
Could you imagine being blind? And I know it sounds really like surface.
It makes sense.
I
People
got
don't know.
this like feeling in my stomach, like I am so
My
ungrateful.
kid mom just took a trip to Mexico the other day, and she called me, and she was like, almost in tears, like, "I'm so grateful." 'Cause like out here it's just, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's where people live. People live in poverty. Like she was pretty. She grew up pretty okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I grew up the total opposite. So like, it's just different. It's different. I'm grateful for a lot of things that I'm grateful, and I feel unworthy at times. You know, so it's different for me.
As you did you start to anticipate your day in court like game day?
Yeah,
Did you?
I was getting a haircut every day.
Did you start
Every day.
when you had that, like your road to Damascus moment? If you're going to church, you know
I
what
couldn't
that
wait
means.
for it to be over.
Yeah, but
I
did
just-
you,
at that
after the
point-
church thing though, you put the bottle away, you start walking around a different man, you've got your smile back. Are you starting to work out again?
Cause
No?
it's 3 years.
Man,
You understand? I find that piece the first year. Second year come, and you still getting derailed. You getting boom, boom. These punches don't stop. Boom, more punches. You get to the third year. By the third year, I just want it to be over. Yeah, my faith is solid in God, and I believe that He's gonna walk me in and through it without 110%. But I'm still young. I'm still a kid, and I still gotta live in this world.
are you prepared for possibly a decision
I'm
coming back
prepared
that's not?
for both.
So you're like prison?
I'm ready for it. So my whole thing was, I told my little cousin had a report, and a lot of kids love to do the reports on me. But he had he's a freshman
Really?
in college now. Yeah, a lot of kids do like the college reports on me. And so he's a freshman in college now. He did an interview on me, and I don't think I told a lot of people this, but like, if I was ever found guilty, like the way the courtroom is set up, it's a circle, and so each floor, you know, it's just a big ass circle
Yeah.
in the middle, and then the courtrooms are all around the circle. Like, if I was, boom, you're guilty, I'm jumping. We was on the third floor.
Really?
I'm jumping.
That's heavy, bro.
Because if you lock me up, I ain't gonna do nothing but become a monster. I'm gonna be the monster y'all said I was.
Man.
Because I know what it's like in that cage. I can't sit there every day. I was able to sit there for 3 days and muster it up. But if I was facing 10 or 20 years. Somebody got to feel his pain.
You made that decision?
Yeah, I made that decision way before it was
I'm
time.
going over?
Yeah.
Wow. Man. Like you wouldn't have counted, if that word came out, if guilty came out, you were going.
Gone. And wasn't nobody going to be able to stop me.
Yeah, that's a, you got 2, 3, 4 steps there. I don't think anybody's going to take you
Nobody
down.
going to be able to stop me. Not a sheriff. Like, you understand when they bring that decision, all the cops, like, wasn't so many cops in there, but when they bring out the guilty or not guilty verdict, all the cops come in.
Yeah.
And wasn't nobody going to be able to stop me.
Was the same attorney who started you on this road the same guy who defended you? Okay. How did you make the decision to go with who you went with to represent you?
Ran out of money.
Oh.
But that was God, too. All the evidence I had the first year is all the evidence I had the third year. But my lawyer, she needed, I forget how much her price was, but like I gave her like $60,000 that first year, and she needed like 30 more to go into trial, and I ain't have it, and so she dropped the case the day I was supposed to go in. That was the first pushback. She's the second lawyer. The first lawyer, he got dropped because he's in Colorado. I got a case in Waco, Texas. Like, you can't do nothing for me, but tell me not to talk to nobody. And so I get the lady. She needs her money to go on the trial. Don't have it. Gave her 60. Don't got the other 30. Can't go to trial. Cool. Take that on the chin. Finally get a public defender. And that was my last resort. You know what I mean? But God put him in my hands. And now he's a judge.
Was he's a good man?
He was a good man. He was a good dude. He didn't, it wasn't like we was friends. He was doing his job the whole time. This is what it could be. This is what you're facing, and this is how we're going to approach it. But the evidence was so clean and cut. It wasn't nothing to really fight.
When you hear the arguments being made in court, how long was the trial?
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. And then 45 minutes, a decision. After 3 years.
After 3 years.
45 minutes. Wait, as you sit there and you're absorbing what's being said in the 3-day trial, are you just sitting there going, are y'all hearing this?
Nah, not even. I was just ready. I was ready. Like,
to walk out or jump?
I was ready to walk out or jump. I was already numb. By the time you get to 3 years of anticipation and watching your dreams go by and watching everybody else live their life when you still in 2016 and ain't nothing changed for you but the day, I was so numb at that point in life. I was numb.
What were your personal, like your romantic relationships
Didn't have
like for
any.
that 3? Yeah. Were you just like a monk?
No, I wasn't a monk.
Well,
but
you know what I mean.
It was all
Surface level?
It was all surface level, but it was all like people I already know. Like, it wasn't no new friends, wasn't no new people. I didn't want to mingle. You know what I mean?
You're not on.
But I couldn't mingle either because, like, I'm not coming up
You're
there.
a pariah.
I'm not coming under no alias. Oh, you're Shawn. All right, that's not attractive.
Right.
You Googling me before you get to talk to me. So,
I mean, we're talking about like 3 years in the wilderness.
yo, and
Almost.
Nothing.
Are you talking to like somebody every day at least? Or were there days and weeks where you were just.
I ain't had nothing to say a lot of times.
Was like your uncle checking on you? You're just hanging in there.
Just hanging in there. I'm good though. I was good. That's
as good as could be expected.
I was more so in those states in life than I was ever in any other state in life.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what like I said. I was prepared to go through that. You know what I mean? I went through trauma before. Trauma ain't nothing. I watched Joe Pa go through it. You understand? I watched 2 other cats go through it at my university before I went through it. So, at Baylor. So it's like I'm watching these dudes fold under pressure. I'm watching these dudes break. I'm watching these dudes not be themselves. And you could ask all my peers. He remained the same. He remained the same.
It sounds like it wasn't really even an option, though, for you
No,
in
it
your
wasn't.
mind to do anything else.
It wasn't. I had it, even though I wasn't like the captain on the ship, I was always the captain of my life. And I always had to prove a point. And so I'm not finna let my peers see me down. I'm not finna let nobody see me weak. I'm finna do what I gotta do to get where I gotta go. And that's always been the case.
I've asked a lot of people in here, some MMA fighters, UFC guys, hockey guys, successful ladies too. Like, do you go through life with a chip on your shoulder? Because in our society now, in our culture now, that's like looked down upon everywhere except for in sports.
Yeah.
Tom Brady didn't get drafted when he should have gotten drafted, and that's been his story the whole time. Michael Jordan may or may not have you're wearing his shirt. He may or may not have gotten cut from his varsity team as a freshman and he carried that. Mm-hmm. You've said a few times, you just want to prove him wrong. Do you feel like you do walk around with a chip?
Do I walk? Not so much more.
It's given a wrong, like,
I don't think I walk around with a chip. I think I walk around with confidence now.
and motivation.
Yeah, like, it ain't nothing I ain't been through that you could try to throw on me that I ain't already felt. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people just want to shame you. And that'd be their biggest thing, is to shame you. You can't shame me. I walked through the fire and came out untouched.
I don't know what else you could do to a man, to be quite honest.
You can't do nothing to me.
Stole your livelihood.
Man, I went through it all. It ain't no chip. I'm a warrior. I was ordained by God to be here.
Do you think all of this happened for a reason?
Absolutely. I got so much more. I'd have gone through that than gone to the NFL. You know what I mean? People want me to lead. People want me to. I ain't got no choice but to use my words and use my platform and use whatever I got to continue to motivate people not to give up. You know what I mean? Not to kill themselves, not to fall to the stipulations of, yeah, you guilty, but you innocent until proven guilty. Nah, live your life. Smile. Yeah, bad shit happen, but it's how we get through it.
Do you have guys who reach out who are in similar situations?
Man, I feel like I need to have my own law firm. Like, it's so many, and it's ironic that they all reach out to me. Like, I have the answer. Like, I'm a lawyer. Oh, my brother going through such and such. Oh, bro, can you? Bro, I had a public offender. And God, I did nothing spectacular. I did nothing out of the ordinary. I didn't get in trouble in 3 years just so I could prove my point. And that's not spectacular.
Did you ever question though, like, I didn't do this, man. Like, God, what's the plan?
Question God? Question God for what? It got to be a reason. But you got to understand, like I said at the beginning, my job is to serve. How many people, because I have served, gone to the NFL on that wave that I was going on? I was on the highest of highs.
Do you think you would have been a dick?
I don't think I would have been a dick, but I don't think I would have affected. I don't think I would have affected as many people as I can affect today.
I mean, brother, the story is. Do you know who Greg Kelly is? Mm-mm. Have you ever heard? He's out of Austin.
Okay.
He got
the Kellys.
Well, he was a high school football player. Okay. They made a documentary about him on Showtime called Outcry. Mm-hmm. He's coming on next Friday. High school football player, wrongly accused, prison, 2 years. Supposed to play at Texas on a scholarship as a safety. Didn't do it. It was his foster brother that did it. The attitude is very similar to yours. It's this, I don't care. Come hell or high water, I'm finding a silver lining in this. And I feel like that is maybe your mission, your call. Am I wrong there? Is that what when you talk to guys, are you talking on stages, or are you talking to guys who are like at the lowest of lows? Like, Shawn, I'm a day away from I'm jumping.
It could be, honestly, it vast through all of that. You know what I mean? From adults to kids. You know what I mean? And don't nobody have an easy day. But You know what I mean? I talk to them all. You know what I mean? And it's not just about football, and it's not just about rape cases, and it's not just about women. They see that I never gave up.
Yeah.
And that's all. Like, even the security guy at the place I go do my rehab at, he like, I just see your aura. I just see how you walk in. I see how you smile, and that's what it's about.
Huh.
It's about being a living example. You know what I mean? It's about being able to help and serve others, because you know you ain't do it by yourself. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
What do high value guys like athletes like you need to know about the risks that they're taking when they're hanging out with the opposite sex?
Man, you need to know so much more and beyond, but you need to protect yourself more so than anything, however that form or fashion may come. You know what I mean? And a lot of things aren't prohibited, and a lot of things aren't, like, probably won't be sexy, but when you're that type of athlete, you know what I mean, and you got your opportunity awaiting you for millions and millions of dollars, you can't put it at risk. You know what I mean? And more so than trying to prepare for it, just don't even put yourself in a situation where it could happen.
Now that you're on the other side of it, and now that you're 30 years old, now that you have a son, do you ever think to yourself, you know what, that's in the past, I'm just going to move on? Or you've, like, embraced this?
Yeah,
you
it's
said
going to be a part of me.
It's imprinted.
It's imprinted. I'm the one that didn't give up.
Yeah.
I'm the one that you could relate to. I'm the one that you could talk to. I reached out to Brian Banks. Brian Banks ain't talking to me.
And yet seems like there's not this resentment in you. Or I keep probing you for anger, and there isn't any. And I don't understand that.
I won. I won.
Yeah.
I won at the end of the day. And I ain't just won in the courtroom. I won in God's eyes.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. Because I could have failed. I had 3 years to fall.
Yeah.
I didn't fall not once. I'm proud of myself.
Your pastor ever talked to you about the book of Job? So God and the devil made a bet that the devil was going to test Job. And God said, I bet on Job. He won't break. And the devil threw everything at him, killed all his kids, gave him leprosy, gave him all, put through diseases on him. I mean, it's an Old Testament story. Yeah. Who knows? The Bible, right?
Hey,
a lot of stories.
The stories for me, that's what helps.
Oh, man, some of those, bro. Here I am, send me. That got to be the best verse in the Bible in Isaiah, you know? Or,
right,
yeah, man, some of the stories in Judges or Samuel or talking about David's mighty men. And, I mean, all that stuff fires me up, brother. I want to get on that rugby field,
exactly.
man.
And that's so I can sit back and watch how Isaiah got imprisoned by his brothers for wrongful doing. And it don't faze him, it don't move him. Who am I to be moved by accusations? I ain't nothing but a son of God.
When you are acquitted, you are exonerated, you are found not guilty. Is your phone immediately ringing with opportunities to come play places?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because you are what? Damaged goods?
I'm a monster. You know, I'm a headline that don't nobody want to deal with, because no matter what, it's going to be a headline. Shawn Oakman, like you said, the name, it carries itself. And you know I haven't been bashful about it.
Yeah, whatever happened to Shawn Oakman? How did you get this opportunity in Toronto?
It's work.
It's
keep on keeping. Where was I? XFL, my last stint. I did the XFL for a couple weeks before COVID hit. Had that COVID year, and then, you know, I was supposed to go. So the guy that got me there 2 years ago, he wanted me 2016 when everything went down, and so I was supposed to get out there 2016. But the guy at the customs guy, he was like, okay, you're here for the such and such, but he didn't really have no authority. So he just Googled my name, and 2016, everything popped up. He's this, he's that, he's that, he's that. Oh, you can't come in. I'm not letting you in.
Yeah, they won't let you in Canada if you have a DWI sometimes.
Yeah, but how can you put that on a man?
Were you standing there like at the airport in customs?
Yeah.
What?
I'm
Like all your gear?
I got everything with me.
You're supposed to get your bag and
I got everything.
baggage
I
claim?
got every single piece of item I own in Saskatchewan.
You're there to play, and he
I'm
Googles
there
you and won't let you through.
I'm there to not leave.
Oh my God. And you got to come back to where?
I come back to Dallas immediately.
What's kept you in Texas this whole time? Yeah. Pretty good reason, man. I mean, this is my
That's
first
about it.
experience podcasting with a little dude asleep like that.
Nah,
and,
he's a soldier.
It's amazing.
He pretty much little me. He don't do too much. He roll with the punches, and it's amazing watching him grow up because, boy, is this a reflection of myself?
Yeah.
Boy. And
You look
it's
very
scary.
similar.
It's scary.
Does he have the same mannerisms?
Everything. No, antisocial, all that. Like, but he gonna be good. He gonna be a good.
Are you an introvert?
Yeah.
Yeah. That alone time's important to you?
Yeah.
When you're around a team, like road games and stuff like that, would you go on the road game but then hit the hotel and just kind of chill by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Road game. I chill in the hotel room. Ain't nothing really out there for me at this time in my life, you know.
Yeah.
And then like when everybody turned up listening to music in the locker room before the game, I'm taking a nap. So it's like it's just a total different type of person.
What is your pregame is just all about zen and chill?
Control.
Interesting.
Control.
Has it always been like that? Used to get real fired up.
Yeah. And then I would burn out though. I
Yeah.
would burn out by halftime.
I remember watching you, man. Very emotional player. That junior year especially.
Yeah.
You know, real amped up. I mean, just look in your eye type.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many Big 12 offensive linemen were looking across the line going, oh, this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah. And the thing about it, like it carries. It still carries. Right? And I still don't say nothing on the field, and I still take naps before the game, and it just. I used to play angry.
Yeah.
I ain't got no more anger. It's all my anger that ran out.
What drives you then? The sense of purpose?
Yeah, it's purpose. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God.
And it
And
is
that's
just this
facts.
purpose to serve and help people and just make sure that they know that they don't have to give up. And if is a lot of it just you just got to hang in there one more day and then one more day and then one more day.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of
I mean,
that.
you're a heavyweight body. You are Rocky. You, I mean, on the mat.
Yeah, man.
And then, I mean, Rocky didn't win in Rocky
You gotta
1,
get
right?
up. No.
And he gets up
You gotta get up, man.
and just keeps getting just canoed, man.
But you gotta believe it. Like, anytime the thing about it, like I always say, I never lost, even in life. Like, all the way up until now, like I never lost. I get adopted. I go to a better family, or what I see is better, or what I see is more structured. Some people, oh, you lost it. Nah, I elevated. I go from one university where I couldn't wear green hair, where I couldn't roll up my jersey, where I couldn't be as flamboyant and as loud as I wanted to be, to another university where, Oakman, be you.
It's interesting that you are an introvert off the field. When you get on the field,
It's game time.
it's a different you.
Totally different person.
And it's an escape. When you got the opportunity then to play in Toronto, did you just attack that with everything like you attacked school when you got to Baylor? And
Yep. Thing about it now, it's like I'm a legend in my own right, and that's how folks see me as. So from the time I'm there, I'm the leader. I was just there last year. This is my second year. I won a Grey Cup.
yeah,
I've been speaking the same talks, speaking the same speeches since I got there, and it hasn't changed. I was meant to be a leader, no matter if it's my team or not my team. It doesn't really matter because I'm good at following too. I'm not finna step on nobody's toes that's been here. I'm not finna step on no vet toes that's been in this game for 10 years. But if a real vet know my value, he gonna let me speak.
Sure.
He gonna let me be me, especially if you know that I ain't bringing no harm. You know what I mean? And everything is for the betterment of the team.
What's that CFL game? What's the difference there in terms of just the setup, the way the game is played? I know there's some strategy, some field size things, but
It ain't no difference, man. You line up, you play ball.
buckle that chin strap and
Play
bring the
ball.
heat.
Ain't no difference. You got a few extra rules, a few little things, but it's essentially the same game.
Is the love there for the game like it always has been?
Yeah. I love the game, but I feel like there's more important things in life now.
Yeah.
Like it used to bring me value, it used to bring me joy, it used to fulfill that. It was temporary satisfaction.
Sure.
It was a lot of temporary satisfaction.
Like that instant gratification thing you were talking about before, like trying to fill a void with something that doesn't really fill it.
Exactly. And I was always taught to use football as a stepping stone. So as I'm continuing to play, you know what I mean, and people continue to know my story, and I continue to speak and do my job on this earth as I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? That's my mission. That's my purpose.
When you look at young players now, high school kids, they're signing NILs and they're 17 and stuff like that. Is the young player now, is he a lot different than you as a senior in high school?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's not just me as old gray guy going, man, these kids, what's going on? We got entitlement there, or
It's a lot of that, but I understand.
is that going to hurt the game?
I don't think it's going to hurt the game. I think it's going to hurt the players more so than anything. 'Cause you got a lot of old rules, old mentality rules made you, build character. A lot of struggle make you build character. A lot of things you go through in life makes you build character. But anytime something don't go your way, I'm able to enter my name in a portal and go somewhere else. Where's the character building? Where is the adversity? Where is the sense of team? Where is the sense of friendship? Where is the sense of family? Where is the sense of anything loyal?
You've said something in this podcast, I think I've counted it 6 times. It's not about me.
No.
And not right now in our culture, it's all about me all the time. My TikTok, my this, my that, get all the eyes on me. I'm a player, I gotta be a brand, all of that. Now look, you shouldn't have to be stealing sandwiches to feed yourself in college, okay? Like I played in college too. Being broke and, bringing butts to seats isn't fair to the players. But yeah, man, the team aspect of football and rugby as well is what's always drawn me to both games, because they're so physical and you can't line up next to a guy who you can't trust.
Yeah.
You can't go, I'm going to give it all. And he's over there just falling down on the job. Now, you're a good teammate. You go, no problem, bro. Let's go. I got you. And then he does the same for you.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I hope it doesn't damage the game.
That's how it was. Like, the first person I said sorry to was a teammate. Like, when I got kicked off the Penn State team.
Really?
The team, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Does that thing, that hangs with you, that letting people down thing?
I got no reason to. The only time I let people down is only on my demise.
When you feel, do you still have times when you feel like, man, made a decision when I was younger, and or are you kind of past that to where?
I'm a great man.
Yeah.
I came out on top. I won, and I'm winning.
And the mindset that you carry yourself with, it seems like a conscious decision that you make every day.
It's facts. It's not even conscious. You can't pull it up on the table and say it's not facts.
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. And you got to understand, if you ask my peers, you have the people I'm around, yeah, he a little loud. Yeah, he a little erratic. But yeah, he love hard. And he do everything fully. Ain't no days off with me. I know that anything could be taken away. I don't take nothing for granted.
You're not a passenger on the train that is life. You are the train.
I'm the train. I'm the coal. I'm everything
Hell
about
yeah.
it.
You're the conductor.
We
You're the
move.
rails. Yeah, man.
We move, and if we don't move, it's because of me.
Do you think that after your career is over, you're going to coach? Or do you think you'll go into the ministry?
I just want to talk. I want to talk my talk.
I think you got to, man.
I want to talk my talk, and
I think we need to get you on some stages, man.
Man, I don't want to wait for it.
Yeah, you should. I mean,
I don't want to wait.
any high school coach listening to this right now in the great state, because we're in the great state in high school,
absolutely.
they need you in
Absolutely.
talking to those young men.
And that's my job. That's my job, and I just got to get on it.
What can we do as older men to help these young bucks understand that it's not all about you, man?
Got to get to them. You
Yeah.
got to get to them. Everybody's so fascinated with internet and, like you said, tickety-tocks and Facebooks and Instagrams. And they ain't got nobody that's there,
Well, there's nothing real, right?
It's not real. It's what I see.
I never met you before 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
All I saw was something that a digital box told me was you, right? We've now sat here for 2 hours talking. You've been very honest. Like, I think if we would do that more as humans,
Gotta
we would
get to 'em.
understand that.
Got to get to them.
Or that maybe, hey, your viewpoint, I see where you're coming from, man. I think there's a better way, but I see why you're in pain, man. You being honest with your story, not running from it, not being embarrassed by it. You're proud of it. That is next level shit, man. Like that's out there with that's some very transcendent stuff.
You got to be. That's the thing about accountability. Once you take accountable, they lose power. You take away power from everybody that want to say something negative about you. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of people fall. You know what I mean? They fall to the chairs and die at the booze. I took it and I ran with it. You know
Is
what
it
I mean?
pretty intoxicating when you are the man, though?
Nah, you eat if you eat the cheese.
Yeah.
If you eat the cheese.
That's a
But
Belichick.
you gotta understand.
That's Saban, right? Eat the cheese.
You supposed to be the man.
Yeah.
But every great man hasn't been good men.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it. It's about trying to be a good man.
Well, every good man's done bad things, and every bad man's done good things.
Exactly. Nice even balance in between, man. And you can't. I've been through enough bad where I'm just trying to live good.
Yeah.
Live full and die empty, honestly. You know what I mean? Because I miss my family. You know what I mean? I miss my friends. I miss being around them. I can't tell you how many things I've missed playing football or chasing this dream or having it derailed. You know what I mean? I miss so much. You know what I mean? So I got so much more to live for.
You do you get back up to Philly to see everybody? Yeah. Is this going to be a big weekend up there when you guys pull it off?
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
That's what, 2 and 5 years?
Yeah.
When was the Philly special? That was 4 years ago?
Yeah, when we had
Foles?
Nick Foles, yeah. That was a few years ago, man. That was a few years ago. And before that, it was like 06 or 08.
When you were in the Super Bowl with McNabb,
Yeah.
right? And lost.
Yeah.
That was Andy Reid and McNabb.
Yep.
You've been a lot of places. I ask everybody this because I didn't grow up here. But what makes Texas special to you?
I can see it. I can see why. I can see the opportunity.
Yeah.
I can see why I don't gotta leave to make the most out of it. You know what I mean? It's vast. It's vast opportunity out here. It's like if you losing out here, I don't know how you losing.
Totally agree. I mean, it's the land of milk and honey. There's so much opportunity here, and the attitude here is not like it is in other places.
Yeah.
It's this ask forgiveness, not permission attitude. Like everyone's like, let's go. Shawn, yeah, you should do that, man. I'll help you. That's awesome. Like, I'll do whatever I can to get you on any stage I can, and I don't even have that big of a platform. I've told only a few people you were coming on today.
Yeah.
You know? And they were like, what? Really? That's so badass. I've wondered what's happened to him. And I haven't shot the open or the close to this. I always shoot it afterwards. Okay. And I'm looking forward to it, man, because I didn't know how today would go, you know? I'm sure that when people meet you, do Are they intimidated by you?
Yeah, I'm quiet.
Yeah.
I'm quiet. I'm stoic.
Yeah.
I ain't got much to say.
Yeah. I don't get intimidated by anybody. I was actually afraid I was going to break down because I've been to some very low places. And when you talk as honestly as you have today about where you've been, I feel like you don't understand how truly powerful what you're going to say
I try to get through it.
to young
I'm
dudes.
still getting through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't over.
No.
It
No,
ain't
it's
over.
not.
I mean, I still fight every day.
Yeah.
It's still a fight every single day. I mean, and that's why I still tear up. I still get choked up in it. And it's a battle every single day just to be the same person every day. Mm-hmm. So it's so easy to turn around and revert back to what you used to do.
Yeah. And it seems like you're trying to improve too.
Addicted to it.
Yeah.
Addicted to it.
When you see all the stuff, all the crazy stuff online, like Liver King and stuff like that about getting fit, and you got your kinesiology background, you're a pro athlete. People who watch this a lot of times watch because I have a lot of fitness and wellness people on here. What simple things can people do to live a happier, healthier life? Like drink more water, get better sleep,
No
quit
bread, no
partying?
cheese.
No bread, no cheese?
No bread, no cheese.
Really?
No bread, no cheese.
You don't do
I do.
gluten,
I'm just talking
gluten or
about, talking
dairy?
about for everybody else. Everybody else. A lot of folks' body's different, and so
Yeah.
you gotta understand a lot of that yeast, a lot of that. What is it? That
Gluten.
milk, that pus that comes out of cows, that milk that we drink.
Lactose, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just sits in us, and it expands, and then everybody don't want to get bigger. Everybody want to get smaller.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially in this world today. Me, I've always wanted to be bigger.
Yeah.
So I ate a lot of pasta. I ate a lot of bread. But no bread, no cheese. Drink your water. Take your fish oil. Watch what you put in your brain, really. I mean, I feel like that's the most important thing, more so than the shit we eat and the shit we drink. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of things are destroying us from the TV. You know what I mean? And the things we consuming on them iPhones and all them tablets and things of that nature. Like, that's going to destroy you more. That's going to eat away at your happiness more than anything. You know what I mean?
What's your content diet like? Are you looking at?
Yo, sadly, it says like I'm getting less and less time on my phone each and every.
That's good.
Each and every week, yeah.
That's a good thing, man.
I'm trying to. I want more out of life. You know what I mean? And there's nothing on social media that I want.
Love it.
No, social media that I want.
I mean, more of this,
Yeah.
right? And less of this.
Yeah,
and I think everybody would be.
Ain't nothing I want on there.
What injury are you rehabbing? You said.
I tore my labrum and my bicep.
Did you get it cut already?
Yeah. I'm already. Yeah, I'm. When I got December, I got surgery in December, so I'm like 2 months now.
Scoped it out, or did they?
Nah, I had to get a whole.
I've had 3 on mine, man. They put Kevlar studs in there and stuff to hold it together. No.
So they had to fuse my bicep bone, my bicep tendon to my bone.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing. But with my labrum, they just had to stitch it back together.
Have you started lifting?
Nah, not really. I just started I started rehab probably like a month ago. But I think I go back to the gym in the next 2 weeks.
And then, are you going back to Toronto?
Money talk.
Brother, I really appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on, little dude.
You up?
Hey, buddy, you got a good nap there, man. You're awesome, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
I really do.